everyone, and welcome to your next episode of MoveCo Live. I am your host, Samantha Moonsammy Gordon, and we are all still here together at home. I know businesses across Canada are starting to open up, and what a timely time to talk about what we're going to talk about next, which is an organic mat wash company who's answering a problem that yoga studios and so many of our public spaces that we do fitness at are trying to solve. So hi, Bryan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Where are you this in the world today?
Today I'm at the Toronto location. It's a beautiful sunny day, so it's a little bit windy, but no complaints. What about yourself?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm here looking outside of my backyard. We're here in the nation's capital, and I just want to say a big thank you to our sponsor of the show, the Green Beaver Company. So guys, it's summertime. If you've not heard of the Green Beaver Company, I want to show you something right now. Sunscreen is going to be your best friend right now. This one's a spray, and so if you've not heard about the Green Beaver Company, head on over to our website, movecamp.ca. You can get yourself a free $10 gift card so you can try out their products. They actually have a whole suite of things. So a lot of what I'm wearing today is Green Beaver, from like my face wash, the cream I put on my face, the body wash I use, the toothpaste. So you name it, they have it. And why do I love them? They're organic, they're Canadian. So you're really making a positive choice for your life by choosing the Green Beaver. So thank you again, Green Beaver, for this. And I'm going to just dive right in. So Bryan is one of the team leads for this amazing new North American company called Organic Mat Wash. And so Bryan, tell us, congratulations. What a timely time to be talking about cleaning and sanitation. I'm sure you never thought that you would have such undivided attention on your business as you do right now, considering we're in a pandemic stage. So tell us, what is this all about, and what problem are you solving for us?
So with the Organic Mat Wash Company, the intention is to be able to, one, stop spreadable diseases in our wellness centers. Two, keep our members safe while they sweat, especially in public places with communal mats. We all know how gross yoga mats can be. So it's about protecting them, but we also want to be able to support the businesses that inspire us. I mean, the yoga studios, the business owners, owning a business is not easy. It is not easy. And a part of the proceeds, so when somebody goes to this location and they pay, I don't know, our prices range anywhere between $1 to $5 for a cleaning service. A portion of those proceeds go directly to the studio owners. They also go to a local charity. So it's as part of our Sweat for Someone initiative, meaning that every time you sweat, you're also supporting someone or something that you believe in. So not only are we working out for ourselves, but we're also empowering our communities. That's part of that's kind of like, so dipping your toes in. It's really about, how can I say it in one sentence? It's less about us, and it's more about what we can do for each other.
Absolutely. In a time like this, I think we've all learned the power of community. So you're definitely solving a problem. I know that people are going to be nervous a little bit returning back to their favorite yoga studios and fitness centers. So I really think this is something that people want. So can you explain it to me in layman's terms then? So what am I going to be seeing in yoga studios across North America, and how does it work exactly?
Okay, so I'll just show you a little bit. So along with some of the prizes that we have here laid out, these are some of the prizes that we're doing with our crowdfunding campaign. So once you donate, you have a chance to be able to win some of these prizes. So at the top is where members place their mats, and at which point it goes through in between. It gets sprayed on both sides by a sanitization spray, and afterwards it goes through a set of 2 counter-rotating brushes to clean the mat. Afterwards, it gets sprayed on by UV lights to disinfect 99.9 of spreadable diseases at the location. So it gives somebody an opportunity to experience or to have a enjoyable sweat experience without having any kind of stress or anxiety about knowing whether they're safe while they're in these kind of environments. I don't want to settle to just going online. I love these studio owners. I love the yoga studios. So this kind of is a next step forward for these businesses to show, hey, we understand how you feel right now, and this is what we're doing to keep you safe.
I love
Uh,
it.
but
So
I
who's
guess,
going to
yeah.
be buying this type of product? Like, is it the yoga studios itself that are investing, or am I making an investment in my clean products when I go to the studio? Tell me how it works.
So it's purchasable by studio owners. They purchase this and they bring it into their location.
Okay.
Now, the reason why at the moment we're not providing these services to individuals is because one, we need to be able to empower our local businesses. We need to be able to empower Canadians, right, Americans, and so on. So if we provided this for individuals, it wouldn't be uplifting our communities. It wouldn't be helping out anyone. And what's the point of doing any sort of business if you can't help out your neighbors? So these are primarily purchased by hotels, condominiums, studio owners, and gyms. Okay, and schools as well, like schools as well. Once they place it into their location, they have an option. They can either provide it so that it's behind the front desk, or they can leave it out somewhere in their wellness center.
Got it.
Either way, it's anywhere. For instance, it's $2 or $2 or less to get a UV light shine on your mind prior to using it. Which is once again why the service is not free, because free doesn't put food on the table. Free doesn't keep the lights on, and a lot of businesses turn off their lights during COVID-19. So that's why we're really fighting at getting this in wellness centers, because they're getting a secondary source of income, and that's huge. That's amazing, and they're helping out their members, and they're donating to local charities. It's just amazing.
I love that. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, as a consumer, that's a very nominal investment for me to make sure that, when I go to a studio, I have access to the best clean products available. So I think it's a no-brainer. It sounds really, really awesome. So, you obviously have that hustle and drive in you, and you could have been part of anything in the world, and you chose the organic mat wash to put all your efforts in. And why did this company attract you to be part of this movement, Bryan?
It's very hard to find things that you love. It's very hard to find things that you love, but through the process of elimination, you figure out what you don't want to do. You figure out what you don't want to be a part of. I think that when we're faced with adversity, such as COVID-19, it introduces a person to their real self. So it's like, if I had the opportunity to be with a company that supports local, that donates to local, that empowers local financially, not just, hey, let's do this. No, it's actually a financial support. I want to stand behind it. I want to stand behind it because I'm not going to allow something like COVID-19 to get in the way of my health and get in the way of the health of other people in our communities, my loved ones, my friends, the business owners. Nothing's going to get in the way of something that I love, like, for instance, yoga. I've been practicing for over 10 years, teaching for, oh my gosh, it's too long. So I'm making sure that the businesses and the places that inspire me, that inspire everything that I do, stay open, because without them, without these places, it's hard. It's hard to just go on every day. So I want to keep these lights on. If that makes sense. Sorry, I'm ranting.
I love that. You can tell your passion. So I love when people take something that they're part of in their everyday life and they see the potential for more. Like, that's what I see when I see organic mat wash. Like, you're a teacher, you're part of these studios. There's such a trend right now to support local, and we all, like, it's the word community that comes to mind when I think about what you're doing, because what would we be without it? organic mat wash definitely feels for me like you're giving us back something in our community that like we really really need. And this is, like I said, I couldn't imagine a better time for you to set this up, because I think, you know, even just going through a drive-through and I'm seeing everyone wearing their masks and their gloves, I'll be very honest, as a consumer, I'm almost kind of really happy, because I'm like, why didn't we kind of always have this a bit as this precaution? Like I'm a very like clean, tidy person, and I don't know, I really appreciate this higher standard that we've kind of all put ourselves to. So I really see organic mat wash as part of that, and knowing that we like when we put our, you know, like when I go to a studio and I can pay to use that, and it's kind of moving forward, paying it forward. I think that that's really great too. So tell me a little bit more about the app, the crowdfunding. Like, what is it that people can do today to kind of be part of this movement for organic mat wash?
Okay, so looking at the app, members will be able to download it for free on iOS or Android. At this point, they'll be able to select which cleaning method that they prefer. At that point, there's something called a donation tip. So let's say on $2, they can add 15, 30, 40, 50% on top of that. That goes to a specific location or a charity that they choose. However, that's all for the full service model. We have 4 different models. The app is only compatible with one. The rest are sanitization and UV, just sanitization, and then UV. Okay. So the app is compatible with the full service unit, and then the rest is doesn't require an app. At that point, that's when the business owners would be able to either regulate all the payments at their location, right? And through integrity and through trust, they can continue that kind of relationship with us. Crowdfunding, together everyone achieves more. We're bringing this to Dragon's Den, so we're really excited about that. And but as part of Dragon Den's requirements, they need proof that this is something that the community is interested in. And through financial commitments or financial contributions, the numbers will be able to say, hey, this is what we came up with. This is how much we were able to raise despite the pandemic. So we think that this is something that is really wanted by our Canadian community, by our American community as well. So that's part of the crowdfunding. It's literally just seeing if this is something that people want and how many people can we get to donate so that we can move forward. Along with business owners, how they can help is through pre-orders, where we get them out within, due to COVID-19, it's extremely behind in terms of shipments.
Of course.
But you're looking at about a month, 15 days to a month wait time prior to getting a unit at your location. But those pre-orders, once again, are proof that, hey, business owners are actually interested in providing the service to protect their members, to generate secondary income, and support their local communities. So contributions and pre-orders are the foundation to be able to say, once we bring this up to Dragon's Den, to be able to say, yeah, I think we got something.
Exactly. No, it makes sense to me. So for all the yoga studios across the country who are wondering, like, how am I going to handle, you know, returning back, opening the doors to our studios, this is definitely something you want to be considering. And yeah, Bryan, I'm just going to put you on the spot about like cleaning. So obviously you've probably learned a lot about sanitation and cleaning. And so for us every day, you know, so we're working, we're living like in our dwellings, like I'm staying more at home than I ever have before. Like, do you have any cleaning tips or hacks? Like what can we be doing at home to just like keep everything?
Cleaning tips or hacks. Well, so first, differentiating between cleaning and sanitization. So in this aspect for the organic mat wash, cleaning is similar to taking a brown spot off a surface.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily disinfect.
Okay.
So a lot of these current cleaning solutions, such as sprays, some studios use mops to clean their mats. My gosh, that's so, it's really bad. So that cleans and it makes it look nice, doesn't disinfect.
Yeah.
So UV lights actually disinfect. Alcohol spray, clean, well, they don't necessarily clean, but they disinfect and stop spreadable diseases as well. Similar to the organic mouthwash and making sure that you're taking the necessary steps. I'm not asking anyone to UV their hands, but I did watch an episode of Dr. Oz the other day who mentioned the difference between sanitization bottles and actually washing your hands.
Yes.
And what they found is that washing your hand is much more effective.
Yes, it is.
Than using just a sanitization bottle. Now, why is this important? Well, look, you're going out there, you're touching this, that, and the other, and then you're touching your keys and so on. It's almost, it's redundant. You're just doing the same steps, and you're going to go back and retouch the same infected surfaces. So I like to be able to, one, practice doing things after I've finished touching all of these contaminated surfaces.
Yes.
And then while I'm in the midst of it, no matter what I do, I will somehow eventually at some point in time contact something that's not sanitized. But the law of practice says we get better every practice. So I try to minimize. I roll up my sleeves, right? I try to, I try to elbow grab the doorknobs and all that stuff. But that's
and you brought up a really good point. Guys, like cleaning is not necessarily the most sexiest thing, but it's got to be top of mind right now, and I think it is. I mean, with any good habit, it takes a lot of practice. And I think what Bryan's saying and Dr. Oz and all of us, it's like we cannot emphasize the power of washing your hands. Like it sounds so simple, but I have a toddler at home, and what we do is we go to the sink and we sing happy birthday. So we're washing our hands and singing happy birthday. We make it fun, and that's how long you should be like putting some soap on. So it's, to me, and I mean, we're in our household, we're using Green Beaver products. I mean, yes. They're really high quality, and especially their castile soap, like that could be used like for washing my hands, cleaning my floors, like doing my tubs. Like it's so multi-purpose and it's great. But I fall into love with the idea of like clean is sexy. Like it's time, everyone, to remember that. I mean, myself as a new mom, like it was already top of mind. Like when I would write to my friends before they came over with a text message and say, hey, like when you're coming in, and this is before COVID, I said, before you come in our house and you want to hug us, like please go to the bathroom and wash your hands, So like it's been instilled in me. My mom raised us like that. Like you take off your shoes and your hat at the front door and you wash your hands. And, it's simplicity is beautiful, and I love what you're doing. You're bringing that basic, simple message to the outside world with yoga studio. So, thank you. I think the world needs organic mat wash, and I'm super excited to see you guys on Dragon's Den. So we're definitely here at the Move Camp family going to be like rooting you guys on and sharing this great revolutionary product. It's definitely innovative, and Bryan is part of the movers and shakers of leaving this pandemic. Is it a 2.0 version of yourself? And I can see, Bryan, you've spent some time in this space to really come out in this new energized space. Like, how are you feeling about the world opening up again?
Like I said before, in adversity introduces a person to their real self. So I got fired from every position, right? I was a yoga instructor, personal trainer, massage therapist, very hands-on. All of those positions are out the door at the moment. And going back to them, the difficulty is going to be that much higher. But my actions spoke louder than my thoughts, and I decided to go full force with this. So I'm really kind of feeling inspired. It reminds me that in any given situation, there's an infinite amount of possibilities. How would you know unless you try? Just try. The alternative is worse, which is to give up and not do anything. That is significantly worse than doing nothing at all. So all we're doing here, I'm one of the team leads at the Toronto location. We have people in France, Austria, California, and so on. All these entrepreneurs are trying something new, but they're going at it from a perspective of, I'm in a really good team. Organic Mat Wash, the foundation above everything is to empower communities. This is a really good team, and I think their vision is going to be, I think what we have in store is going to be able to inspire a lot of entrepreneurs, and we want to keep on going with it. So version 2.0, I'm coming out of this with the reminder that anything's possible.
I love that. So for listeners today who, maybe you've lost your job or you're really thinking like, what's my purpose in life? Like stepping out of this, thank you, Bryan, for sharing your story today. I think it's very relevant to the times. Even the way we started MoveCo Live, it came from being in this space. And for me, like, bringing back my TV background and being like, okay, this is a way I can really serve and meet cool people like yourself. So thank you so much, Bryan, for being on the show today. If you want to follow what Organic Matte Wash is doing, you can check them out online, organicmattewash.com, or on Twitter. They're on Instagram at OMW Yoga. So that's Organic Matte Wash Yoga. Please share some love with them. Find out, how can you be part of this movement? There's pre-orders. There's the crowd funding program. There's so many great things. So, I wish you nothing but abundant success, Bryan, and your entire team. We're going to be rooting for you and following this. And I want to thank you again for being here. And I want to thank the Green Beaver for supporting MoveCo Live. And yeah, the future's friendly, and can't wait to see this grow and what comes out of it.
Yeah, and kudos to you for finding the strength to, keep moving forward. I can't imagine what it's like to have a toddler in this time. I mean, you must have some secret powers or something like that, because it's very challenging being in this kind of pandemic and having a family to have to worry about. So to the people who inspire us, such as yourself, stay strong, and thank you again for everything that you've done. Thank you for your patience, for even taking the time to listen to me, and it's really appreciated.
Awesome. So thank you, MoveCo listeners. I hope you have an amazing day. Stay safe, be calm, be kind, and we'll see you next week.